Good evening, sports fans. Sick Bat for the win here today with his PCL Season 3 Week 1 battle versus my good pal, It's Sock. His link will be in the description below. Yeah, I'm sick today, and I've tried to hold out on narrating this as long as I could, and I have not gotten substantially better. I've just not been feeling well. So I'm going to apologize for the less than enthusiastic sounding narration. Not because I don't want to do it, I just don't feel well. Anyway, so you guys hopefully saw my draft analysis and you know the squad that I am rocking. I decided to bring to this game a Heliolisk, a Scarf Heliolisk, a Focus Sash Barbaracle, a Choice Band Tyranitar, a Life Orb Mimikyu, a Life Orb Excadrill, and a Yachi Berry, not Gigantamax, a Yachi Berry Dynamax Sigilyph. My opponent is bringing a Monkey Business Darmanitan Alolan form, a Ditto, of course, is going to copy anything that I do over here. He's got an Abomasnow, probably to cancel out my sand. This is pretty smart. He's got a Hitmonlee, which is his Dynamax user over there. And he's got two others there. He's got the Orbeetle, which could definitely do something in this game. Who knows? Who knows? And we can't forget about my good pal Gary, aka Gastrodon. So I'm looking at the team order here. I'm going to try to narrate this, like, not live, but I'm going to try to go through it with as little cuts as possible. I didn't have a ton of time this week. I didn't feel well. This is going to take 20 minutes, and it's going to be a lot of effort, but oh well. I decided to go with Heliolisk first because it pretty much can U-turn on anything and outspeeds his entire team. So it just gives me good momentum to start the game. Even if he leads with Ditto, we're not in any bad situation whatsoever because Ditto can't hurt Heliolisk with anything. Because all of Heliolisk's moves can't hurt Heliolisk for any notable damage. So, yeah, we gotta fight and just go for that big bad U-turn. You can see we got Thunderbolt, U-turn, Grass Knot, and Weather Ball. Weather Ball is actually a pretty cool move. It could be a Rock-type move in the Sandstorm or an Ice-type move in his Hail, which either one of those could potentially be useful in this game. It's definitely a cool fourth move for this game. We gotta move quick though. You gotta keep this in mind. I'm gonna really try hard to keep my moves as short as possible. I'm gonna try to expedite everything. I really want to try not to go to timer like I used to in Gen 6 when there were no excuses and there was a 60-minute timer. That was just funny, honestly, in hindsight. Look at that U-turn damage. Heliolisk putting in big boy damage with its mighty attack stat of probably -4. So this is where the tough part is. I didn't think I'd get this far, truthfully. So I know what switches into this though. I know that Excadrill can switch in pretty well to this thing. That's probably what I'm thinking. I was just double checking my moves there just to make sure. But yeah, Heliolisk is switched into pretty well by my good pal Excadrill. I had to keep that in mind when building this team, what switches into things on my own team. That's a unique, funny thing about Ditto. So he U-turns, of course, doing -30 damage. He has to decide what he wants to switch into now, and I think he definitely has the upper hand, though. He might not be Scarf. There's a 50% chance here he's not Scarf. I may have just outsped. Speed tie, right? Or he could just not be Scarf. We're going to have to see what he does. I will say this. This is my thinking going into this game. There is a slightly less chance, a slightly lower chance that he is Scarf in this game because he has 0 rock setters on his side of the field. And I have a couple. So if he really wanted to set up rocks, he could be Ditto, copy one of my rock setters, and just get him up. It's not really a bad idea, to be honest. So he's going to go into his Alolan Monkey. Not too great for me. I mean, this beginning of the game is a little rough, because now I'm put in a defensive position versus his Alolan Darmanitan, which is banned everywhere now in Smogon, and really should be banned from this league. But we'll let that go. It's only week 1. We got plenty more fun to go throughout this season. I got to decide what to take a hit here. I don't really have much. It's going to come down to something's probably going to have to take a U-turn, and it's probably going to be either Barbaracle or Tyranitar, but it really just depends on what he decides to go for here. And I'm hoping maybe just get the sand up or just break the Focus Sash on Barbarical. I'm debating between the two, but I opt to go for the Tyranitar. Yeah, the U-turn's pretty obvious, but I figure if he does Earthquake, at least I'll know he's probably locked. Well, he would be locked into it with Gorilla Tactics in all likelihood. I'd be able to switch out, and it wouldn't break Barbarical's Sash. He does just go for the U-turn, which does a ton of damage. Oh my gosh. It's not banded. That I do know from that damage, but it may as well be banded because of Gorilla Tactics. I mean, so that's great. We basically just set up Sand, and Tyranitar is not going to be in very good shape for the rest of this game. I did accept that, though, when that happened. I wanted to keep Barbarical's Sash intact as long as I could, because there definitely could be opportunities for it to set up here. So he's going to go into a Bomb of Snow, and that's not good at all, because my Sandstorm now goes away. I'm going to take some hail damage. We're in red health. Ooh. We're definitely in a slight disadvantage here. However, a Bomb of Snow, we might have options and choices, but we're not going to be able to switch into a Blizzard. It's just not happening. I'm going to hope we outspeed. We are max speed, if I recall, or very close to max speed. So he would have to be a Choice Scarf, a Bomb of Snow to outspeed me. And you know what? I'm willing to gain that information. At this point, Tyranitar's near useless for me. I wish I could keep it around a little longer. I've got 30 seconds left. I'm still thinking hard about whether I want to risk it being Scarf right now. And I figured, you know what? If he is Scarf, at least I get the knowledge. I can't sit around for 30 more seconds and wait for stuff to happen. We do see his Bomb Snow is Scarf. Unfortunate. Tyranitar's going to go down right away. Hail is going to win out the rest of the game. This does mean, however, although the hail is up, and that is super annoying, I hate that a lot, I get a free switch into Barbarical here. Sash is still up, but once again, it's kind of questionable. Now, I know this is going to scare him out, because he's Choice Scarf, so I'm putting Big Brain on here, and I'm going to make some potential switches of my own here. If I could try to save that Sash as long as I could, I'd really like to, if I can. The thing is, he doesn't know. I do not have a move to hit that Bomb of Snow. I have Liquidation, and I have Grass Knot. So you know what? I'm going to take a chance, face the wind, go out into Sigilyph, predicting the Gastrodon to come in. I was not going to set up. I'd like to keep my Sash intact for another day. Sigilyph's here. It's not going to be affected by the hail, which is just never a bad thing, to be honest. So, Dynamaxing is very tempting. I'm going to probably just Dynamax Air Slash so I can get the speed boost first in case he decides to switch out. I mean, the Energy Ball is pretty obvious, or the Dynamax Energy Ball. So, we'll just see how that goes. We'll see what happens. We're going to get 3 turns of magic as we see the gimmick for this generation unfold. Now, everywhere's banned to this thing, but the PCL has allowed lower tier mons to use Dynamax. It is still pretty darn broken. It truly is, guys. I do not recommend allowing this in your leagues. Professionals only. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. But that does a lot of damage. Look at that, to a Gastrodon of all things. It's pretty nice. We get a speed boost. It's always nice. And then I see a Yawn. And I think, oh, he had that. He knew. This man knows. Sock is a good player, after all. I mean, it's good for him, though. Hey, good call on that. I'm just going to go for the Max Airstream again. There's really no reason not to. I don't want to switch out while I'm Dynamax. I know something will either take huge damage or just go down here. And we'll see what he switches in. I'm kind of hoping it's the Bomb of Snow, because if I can get rid of that, at least that means Barbarical can go crazy. And also, let's take another silver lining here. That Gastrodon is at such low health right now that even with Rindoberry, at +2 special attack, my Barbarical's Grass Knot, which by the way gets a Tough Claws boost. How Grass Knot gets Tough Claws, I don't know, but it does. It will definitely KO. Even, like I said, even if he has Rindoberry, that's my thinking right about now. So we're in good shape. If he gets rid of a Bomb of Snow, we're in even better shape, because then we can keep the Sash. So, Bomb of Snow is in. That is fine. Hail is going to go away much quicker. The Max Airstream is going to come in like God's wrath on the earth, as you can just literally tell based on that picture on screen. It's a ginormous winged dragon of Ra. So, I'm going to fall asleep, though. Honestly, I'm pretty sleepy myself. I haven't been feeling well, so maybe I'll just take a nap in the middle of this narration. Might be a nice idea. I'll join the winged dragon of Ra for a nap. No, I can't do that. Well, Jolt's over there telling me I can't do that, so I gotta continue narrating. gotta continue. We have got the Alolan Darm, and I know that I've got the Yachi Berry, so I have a safety net where I can take anything, and I'm Dynamaxed with a lot more health, so I know I can take anything from this thing. I know I'm asleep, but I need to see what he Choice Scarf locks himself into, or just monkey business ability, whatever it is. I don't even remember what it is. I'm just going to call it monkey business, and you guys can laugh at me in the comments. You know what? It's good for the YouTube algorithm. Go laugh about how I said that ability's name in the comments. So, going to be sleep at the wheel. He goes for Icicle Crash. Actually outsped, so he might not be Scarf. Does not look like he was Scarf there. So, I learned he wasn't. That's nice, I guess. But he's still locked into it because of his ability. Dynamax is over. We're at half health, so that's not the worst thing in the world. It's not. Now we get to choose what we can go into here. The option is going to be Barbaracle. I know we're going to break our Sash. I didn't want to if I could have avoided it, but we just got to take what we can get here. We know he's locked into that move, and we will be able to set up. Yes, he also has a Ditto. It might not be Choice Scarfed, but you know what? If he tries to send in Ditto after we get set up, Heliolisk counters this Mon. It could literally be +6/+6, and Heliolisk will still counter it, because Grass Knot will do -4 damage to Heliolisk. He can Shell Smash a million times after with Ditto. If he's not Scarf, it will not touch Heliolisk at all. The only thing that worries me even a little bit is if he gets Rocks Up, if he sends in Ditto. But we'll see what he does. He's going into the Gastrodon. I'm assuming, predicting a Shell Smash, and really hoping I don't have the Grass Knot. I am packing the Grass Knot, and as I said earlier, it works out nicely, because even if he has Rindo Berry at +2, we are able to take out the Gastrodon. We are EV'd to do that. And honestly, I don't even know if we needed to be from that health, but it definitely worked out well in my favor. I could pick that move so fast, 1,000 times over. Easy pickings. Here's a Rindo Berry, as expected. Gastrodon, my good pal, Gary, is going down. He's running back to Bikini Bottom to go be with SpongeBob. Alright. Barbaracle seems like it's ready to sweep. But when I see Ditto coming in here, and I have a Grass Knot, I'm not about to risk a speed tie. And if he's Scarf, then, well, not about to lose the game because of Grass Knot. It's just not happening, folks. I wish I could have kept my Sash intact. I would have literally won the game if I could have kept the Sash intact right there. But, alas, hindsight is always 20/20. Oh, you see? It's 20/20 now. See how that makes sense? So hindsight's really looking in the future now, because we're in 2020 and I'm looking months ahead, and I don't know if that made any sense. See, this is what happens when I get sick. I just go on random tangents in the middle of narrations. I'm going to go into Heliolisk against this thing as promised, because he literally cannot touch anything on my team at all. If he went for Grass Knot, it would have done 2 damage probably, because Barbaracle has terrible special attack. Heliolisk is lighter than a paperclip. And really, Heliolisk is not going to be tripped by a bunch of grass. Are you kidding? This thing lives in the grass. It crawls through the grass. So, he's obviously switching out. There was no reason for him not to. This was a really safe... See, you can reveal my Choice Scarf right there. Safe Thunderbolt right there. See how much damage that does? A pretty solid amount of damage to the Orbeetle. And I probably said that name wrong too. I'm very good at pronouncing Pokemon names wrong. Very good at that. So, I don't know exactly what this thing is going to do. I don't want to just sack off Heliolisk, but I'm looking at this thing's stats. I'm looking at its moves on Cerebi while this is all going on. I'm not seeing anything particularly threatening that could OHKO Heliolisk. Yeah, maybe there's a possibility of doing massive damage with some move in a Choice Band or Specs or something, but I don't see that happening. I see a nice 2-hit KO chance from here. I'm going to just go for it. It's probably a support Orbeetle. Probably is going to go for Light Screen to try to box me out of this game. Just going to go for that Thunderbolt. And it's going to almost KO. And he does set up the Light Screen. Very unfortunate. I'm not sure if it's Light Clay. I'm assuming Light Clay is still in the game. I'm thinking about what to do again, but I still see no reason not to go for the Thunderbolt again. Most of his team is hit, even with the Light Screen, still pretty hard by it. And it's not quite going to take the Orbeetle out. He's going to set up that Psychic Terrain. This is when I know things are going to take a very different turn in this game. However, I'm not worried. I know Hitmonlee is about to wreck shop in this game. I know it, because he's got a light screen up. He's got a Psychic Terrain up, which means he's coming into Hitmonlee for Unburden boost with a Psychic Seed. I don't know what the item's called. I just don't remember. Roast me in the comments. It's good for the YouTube algorithm. And he's going to Dynamax to boot. However, I think I can outlast that. And I still have saved my Mimikyu for this moment in the game. And thankfully, it does not boost his defense. It's his special defense, so a play rough. If I hit it, remember, 90% chance. 90. That's only a 10% chance to miss people. If I can hit that, I will be in great shape. Now, it's a question of what exactly he's going to go for as a move. You gotta see. I'd like to get a little bit of damage off, just in case for some reason he's invested or has some kind of weird way he lives a play rough. I don't ever see that happening, but you just never know. Maybe he goes for bulk up or something crazy. I'm just gonna sack off my Sigilyph here. It's gonna take any one attack. I'm gonna burn a turn of Dynamax, maybe 2 if I'm lucky, because like I said, I think I can live maybe 1 attack. Hopefully. If I can burn 2 turns of Dynamax, even while sleeping, this is a great situation. Sigilyph is pretty much useless at this point. It did its thing. Yeah, the thing's going for a Max Knuckle, which is going to raise its attack. It's going to be annoying. But you know what? We are going to burn 2 turns of its Dynamax. I'm in favor of that, that's for sure. So he cannot risk me waking up. He's going to have to take me out right away. He's going to go for, I think, a Dynamax Dark move, I'd imagine. I go for the Psychic, just hoping maybe some miracle he doesn't have a Dark type move. Yeah, he does. I mean, of course. Probably Sucker Punch, or I don't think it gets Knockoff, actually. I think Knockoff is pretty much eliminated from this generation. Not actually eliminated, but a lot of things don't get it anymore. So I'm looking at what to go into next. This is the part where I was worried, because Mimikyu can win, but with its Dynamaxed HP, I am not sure that Play Rough would be able to KO this thing. That's my worry. So I'm going to let the Dynamax go away. I am going to go into Barbarical to just eat a hit, maybe 2 if I was really lucky, but I doubt it. I'm hoping he thinks I'm going to fake him out, because he could go for a fighting move right here, and I could go into Mimikyu and make that miss and burn a turn of Dynamax. That is some mind games I'm thinking of playing right now. But you know what? I'm going to let this thing go down, hope he misplays, and goes for a Dark type move, or a Bullet Punch Steel type move, or something different. Because that would be great. And if I could keep this around and just let his Dynamax go away, that would be amazing. He does go for the Steel Spike, which pretty much means Bullet Punch, I think. We'll see where that takes us in a future turn. He's going to get the Defense Rise. That's the other thing I was worried about now, because Defense Rising is kind of a problem. But that gives us a Liquidation, and now I think it's in a health range where even at +1, the Life Orb Play Rough from Mimikyu should be able to take this thing down. It should. We're going to try to go for the Liquidation. It's just going to fodder this thing off. I got to move quick. We're getting pretty close to the end of the game. We're maybe 2 minutes left, plus or minus. So this thing's going to go down. Barbarical has done its job this game. It did a pretty darn good job, if I do say so myself. I'm going to go to Mimikyu. My good pal, Mimikyu, Pikachu, with a costume on, obviously. It's got the disguise up, which is amazing. I deliberate over this for a minute if I want to try 2 Shadow Sneaks and not risk the miss. But really, I can't risk that because of the defense boost. I'm just going to go for the player. And plus he has Bullet Punch too. I realize I got to put my faith in this 90% accurate move to win this game, potentially. We only have 3 minutes left. It was tougher than it looked, because I hate moves that have a chance to miss. It's rough, okay? Ha, rough. Play rough. Ha, get it? Great pun. Great pun. No, that was actually the worst pun, and I don't blame you if you left this video. So, Play Rough is here. We're going to click it momentarily. Move time is down, but I ran a couple calcs. I didn't feel comfortable just going for Shadow Sneak. It wouldn't have even been close. And Bullet Punch, probably would have done a bunch of damage anyway, and it made the most sense. If I lose because I miss a player off, well, then I'll just complain about the hacks. That's all. See? Simple solutions. We do not miss, which means we have a really strong chance to walk away with a victory in this game. The light screen wears off, which means I do not believe it was light clay. He's probably going to go into Darmanitan here. I think he has the Ditto and the Darmanitan left. The Darmanitan Galarian form. So he does go into that thing. And we're going to just have to go for Shadow Sneak. There's a chance we go to timer here. It's getting pretty close. I'm trying to move quick. I go for Shadow Sneak right away because I just want to chip that thing's health down. I have no switches in for this thing. Maybe, I don't even think, no, nothing can switch into it. The only thing that could have was Barbaracle or maybe Tyranitar, and those are gone, gone, gone. He goes for the Earthquake, knowing I don't have a flying type anymore. Pretty unfortunate. That is pretty darn unfortunate. We're gonna see what happens from there. We got 60 seconds. We really have only one option, because if we go into our good pal Diggersby, not Diggersby, what am I saying, Excadrill, we're gonna lose outright. We have to go to Heliolisk, pray for Thunderbolt to do some big damage. We're gonna see what happens. At this point in the game, since it says 45 seconds, I'm just gonna go for the Thunderbolt. It's actually a roll of the KO. The thing is this, if I thought about this after the game, I wonder how this game would have gone if I went for U-turn here, sacked off the Excadrill, and then went for Thunderbolt. Because his Ditto wouldn't be able to touch my full health lizard thing. Anyway, the Heliolisk. Wouldn't be able to touch it. And it would already be down a bunch of health. And even if I had to 1v1 it with Thunderbolt, and I would have chipped the Darmanitan to a point where Thunderbolt would have definitely KO'd it. And then we would just chip down Ditto, which already lost a bit of health to begin with. So I think that could have definitely worked out in my favor, but there just wasn't enough time in this game. And look how little that Grass Knot did. Honestly laughable. So I don't know. We do end up winning the game by timer, as we are going to see right now, because we had more HP, but we were a couple turns away from that game ending. It wasn't far off. If I maybe did the U-turn play because timer wasn't about to run out, it might have taken a little bit longer, but we were within the realm of finishing that game, so that's a good thing at least. So we are going to win today, and that's fantastic. I'll take it. It's going to go in the record books as a 1-0 victory because 0-0 games are terrible to keep track of stat-wise. Good game to my pal Sock. It was a good, fun, clean game for a good introduction into Gen 8. And the least valuable player today is going to be the timer for screwing us over after only 20 minutes. Alright, guys. I got to go drink some hot liquids because my throat is killing me right now and I feel stuffed up. I'm going to go try to feel better. Until then, rate, comment, subscribe, guys. I hope you all enjoyed, and peace out.